last week's show, sleep, food, movement, and order matters. So if you missed it, you need to see that because what you eat sets the mood for your night. All right. Late night carbs, chips, soda, snacks don't help you rest. They keep your body working overtime. And if you're a carnivore, anything outside of meat can mess up your whole vibe. Listen, if you eat like you're throwing a party at 9 p.m., don't be shocked when your sleep acts up. Chips, soda, late night carbs, that last piece of cake, a couple of cookies before you lay down. Ooh, that pound cake, that last slice over in there, because if you don't get it, somebody else will. That's not relaxation, y'all. That's chaos. The food is the foreplay for sleep. Then you can get your movement. We talked about that. So this week I'm excited because we're going to look at what the government is now telling us what we should eat. Yes, the news of the pyramid that went from this to this. But does it really lead to health or just less damage? I got to say that again. Is that really leading to health or less damage? All right. If food determines whether sleep is restorative or just time unconscious, then what happens when the food guidance is still built on carbs? The government flipped that food pyramid, but does the change help our bodies, heal our bodies, or age and stay medication free? Hi, everybody.
Mhm.
My name is G Brown, the lifestyle changer, and I am a certified nutritionist. And Robyn and I come every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to bring you nuggets to get your life and health on track. Most of us over 40, just think about it. 40 plus 40 is 80. So you at the halfway mark because a lot of people don't even make it to 80. So what am I saying? You got more years behind you than you have in front of you. And that is just real life. So here is the question. How do you want to live in the body that you're taking into those years? Okay. Someone I heard today say, I've never seen an overweight 80-year-old. I've never seen, not overweight, I've never seen a 300-pound 80-year-old. That's what
Mm.
they said. Better yet, that is the one you are taken to the grave. You are so private, you don't want to talk to folks to see if you are in a bad way or not. So you will lose all of your dignity right there in the bathroom. I don't want anybody to help me. If you don't get that mobility going, that mobility means you get to take yourself to the bathroom. I don't want to be in my 70s and have to require someone, and heaven forbid if it's a stranger, because I already said to mine, if you don't turn around, I'm just going to have an old ugly man flip you over. That I know I ain't right. So, do you want a sick body? Huh? One that needs a walker, a wheelchair, or assistance just to get around. You're relying on someone to bring you food, medication. A body that makes it hard, a body that travels hard, limits your freedom, and steals your independence. I remember being younger and saying, and I can't be the only one. Do y'all remember as you got older and then you got wiser and you say, boy, if I had this knowledge back then, I would have been dangerous. Well, I'm here to tell you, I got the knowledge now and I have went back to that body. Mm, So I got that body back. And so I am living that life. I've reversed illnesses that I all of them that I ever had. I'm bringing wisdom and discipline with me. I'm turning 62 this year, and my body responds like it belongs in a much younger body. A much younger person. So that's not luck. Those were my choices that I made. And the best part, it's never too late to decide. Okay. So here we go. Last week, like I said, Robyn and I had discussed these things. Food determines whether sleep is restorative or is just unconscious. So when the government did roll out this new food pyramid, we asked ourselves, if the food affects sleeping, healing, and movement, does the new food pyramid actually support healing? That's what we're here to talk about tonight. Or is it just slowing down damage? Hmm. How do they benefit? Do they benefit off of healing you or just slowing your damage? So today we're picking up exactly where we left off. Robyn, before we talk about what's new, remind the people what the original food pyramid was really designed to do. Go ahead, girl, take it away.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Hey Sister Girl. My name is Robyn Heron, and I am your carnivorous grandma. I'm also certified in nutrition, and I'm also your health coach. So, tonight we want to take a look at the old food pyramid. I'm going to bring it up and let you guys have a look at what we had previously. So, our old original food pyramid was introduced in 1992, as you guys can see it there. That's the original food pyramid. The roots of this go back to the 1940s through the 1970s, at a time when nutrition guidance was designed to fuel a workforce. Hello, somebody. The design was to fuel the workforce. Were they concerned about nutrition and health? Doesn't sound like it. They were looking for a workforce. So it was factory life. It was long shifts. It was physical labor. And the goal was productivity, not longevity, right? So that pyramid reflected that mentality, right? Of having cereal in the morning, bread at lunch, pasta or rice at dinner. Carbs were cheap, shelf stable, and fast energy. But you guys, you should know this, that fast energy does not equal healthy energy, right? So I think I was thinking about, athletes. My husband was a high school football player, and he tells these stories about how they would load them up on spaghetti and carbs and all of this stuff for the game so that they could have that quick energy to play the game. Of course, after the game, they're going to crash out. But yeah, fast energy is not healthy energy. A lot of times, these athletes, when they stop being an athlete, they gain a lot of weight, right? Because they're used to eating a lot of carbs. So, fueling output is not the same as supporting metabolic health, right? So today we are sedentary. Most of us, a lot of us work from home or we work at the desk, even if we have to go into the office. We're stressed, we're sleep deprived, and we are insulin resistant because we have been consuming too much sugar. A lot too much sugar. And yet our fuel model never changed. If we look at that image, we went from the food pyramid to my plate, but what did anything change? Really? No. It was the same carb foundation, high carb, low fat foundation as we had with our original food pyramid. So what is this like? It's like running a car on bad gas, low quality gasoline. And so your car will run, but it's not going to run its best, right? It runs until it doesn't. So that original food pyramid was not food truth. It was a workforce strategy. That was really what it was designed to do. All right. So now that we understand what the pyramid was, why it was built the way that it was, G is going to talk to us about the new food pyramid.
So I knew that the new food pyramid was not coming out saying steak, 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 beef, 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 cow, cow. But I knew something will say, okay, I will say this, it is a step forward. All right. Because sometimes even in this, when I am meeting people, they find out what I eat. I let them know if you can just do one ingredient foods. So, they are finally acknowledging protein. And wait a minute, y'all. It's interesting how that red meat is back on there. I thought red meat got up in you and stayed there, what, in 2 weeks, died, and what all that other scary tactics that they gave us. But now all of a sudden it's back. Back on the plate. But the cholesterol fear stories quietly are disappearing because people all over are on the internet are now screaming that it's not bad for you. They're starting to understand that red meat and cholesterol is not bad for you. They're starting to understand what your brain, soft tissue, what it is that it needs. Now, I'm going to take a whole sidebar because this is something, since I'm talking cholesterol, I want you to think about this. If I had a pan and I had 98 degrees and I put some butter in it, the butter will melt. But now if I had another pan and I put some sugar on it, it's going to melt and crystallize. So your body is 98 degrees. So I'm telling you that butter is going to slide on through. Lard is going to slide on through. Tallow duck fat will slide on through. That sugar is going to crystallize and clog you. But it's okay because that cholesterol that they're telling you not, that's the ambulance, child. That's the ambulance. So something happens, the body calls the 911, and here come the ambulance full of cholesterol to heal the area. Y'all learned something right there. So if everybody got off the line right now, I know you got it. Go on, tell me something in the comments. Say, girl, I know you got it. Tell me where you from. Tell me something good about you while I keep on going. All right. So we're talking more whole foods, and that is an added plus. So when I do meet people, I say, listen, find you one ingredient food. Macaroni has more than one ingredient. The macaroni itself, bread has more than one ingredient. Pasta has more than one ingredient. Sauces have more than one ingredient. But an asparagus, one ingredient. Okay. A piece of broccoli, one ingredient. So now are you going to go and put some cheese on top of it? No, you're not doing the cheese aspect of it, but you can have a butter, a little salt, and make your way to healthiness. You can do that. So at least it did have the whole foods on it. So we're backing away from the straight up sugar being the foundation. So it's a plus because when it was like this, that's all that was. Sugar, 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 sugar. It has now flipped, and that is a small amount of bread. Well, you do know that bread now, we go back to industrial, they gave you cereal for breakfast, and then when they used to slice the bread, good sliced bread, in 3 days the bread would mold. So that's why now you can buy bread and you can sit it at home. And I have actually been shocked where I go and it's like, what? It didn't spoil yet. I don't know what's going on with this, but I can still use a couple of slices. Stale.
Weeks later.
Weeks now
Crazy.
it's going like that. Baby, somebody had turned around, took the butter, the bread, and put it in water and squeezed it, and it opened it up just like a sponge. And it did not break down. All right. So tell me that they see the damage. Chronic disease isn't rare anymore. It's normal. Y'all know I'm on a ship. Yep, I'm still on the ship. Walkers, scooters is normal. So what they do, they go to dining, they roll to their table, then the waiter get in there and roll it back to the little parking lot that they have at the front door. That stuff is normal right now. Walkers, scooters, all that other stuff. It has just become part of our society. But this feeling like switching lanes without changing directions, that's all we've done. The old food pyramid and the new. You switch lanes, but you're still headed in that exact same direction. You're headed towards the same destination. You're just going slower. I'm just being true. So, Robyn, so even with these changes, what illnesses are still going to be supported if people follow the new menu?
Yeah. So, I mean, this is it's an uncomfortable conversation because as G said, this is a step in the right direction, right? But it's necessary for us to talk about this because even with these updates, the new pyramid still supports several disease states. So, we're not saying that the changes are meaningless. As G was talking about, if you eat real food, you're going to do better than you would on eating all the packaged processed food that was the basically the foundation of the pyramid, the old pyramid, right? But these changes are insufficient if the goal is healing. Sorry to have to tell you that. So the first illness is type 2 diabetes, right? So type 2 diabetes remains supported by this new food pyramid because carbohydrates are still positioned as a primary fuel source. If you look at the pyramid, you will see that they do have some meat and stuff on the upper left hand side, but on the right hand side, that's all carbs. And then all the way down to the bottom, we're looking at carbs, 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 carbs. So we cannot normalize our blood sugar while constantly stimulating insulin. And we talk about this all the time, how we can only tolerate about 4 additional carbohydrates a day. And so if you're eating a banana, you just blew that out the water. You just blew that out the water. So you're going to be stimulating your glucose to rise. And of course, the follow on is going to be insulin spikes. All right. So the second one is obesity. Obesity does remain supported because insulin is still elevated throughout the day on this new plan. And then insulin is a storage hormone. It's a growth hormone. It is going to be stuffing fat into your cells. Why you got all this fat all over your body? Because of insulin. Insulin stuffed all that fat into your cells, right? And so you cannot burn fat efficiently and also at the same time signal your body to store energy, which is what the insulin is doing. So that's why they say when you cannot have fat burning ketosis at the same time as you have high insulin. That's why we are eating this way, so that we can drive our insulin down and allow the body to burn the fat off. So the third one is heart disease. Heart disease does remain supported by this food pyramid because this high carbohydrate way of eating is inflammatory. And we have not addressed the inflammatory root cause of heart disease. So fat does continue to be framed as the problem. I think Gie was just talking about cholesterol and fat. But we need to think about metabolic dysfunction. You know, what is our metabolic state? And so basically, fat is not our enemy. Fat combined with sugar, on the other hand, is an enemy, right? So, and then the fourth one is fatty liver disease. So fatty liver disease will continue because sugar and refined carbohydrates are still normalized. Now, I did notice in the guidance of this document that they have recommended 0 added sugar, particularly for children. So that is excellent. I mean, if we can eliminate all this candy and sweets and all of that stuff in our kids, it's going to make a world of difference for them. But carbohydrate equals sugar, remember? So if you're eating high carbs still, if you're still eating oatmeal and rice and pasta and potatoes and all of those things, you're still eating a lot of sugar. So, and then if you're eating fruit, which contains fructose and is metabolized in the liver, then you could end up with something like non-alcoholic fatty liver disease that is like the same condition that an alcoholic gets when they get alcoholic fatty liver disease. And so fatty liver disease is a huge problem, and a lot of people really, their organs start to shut down. They really, really pass away from cirrhosis of the liver based on fatty liver disease. So that's really problematic. The liver doesn't get sick because of dietary fat, but it does get sick because of too much fructose coming from fruit, right? And so our livers are overwhelmed by sugar. The next one is going to be chronic inflammation. And it persists because the body's always in a fed reactive state. If you're eating a whole bunch of times a day, you're in a fed state all day long. You're continuing to, rise and lower your glucose and rise and lower your insulin. And that triggers chronic inflammation, and that causes a lot of different disease states. So we're struggling from a lot of different diseases based on this chronic inflammation. So here's the problem with the food pyramid. It's like they lowered the speed limit on the broken road instead of fixing the road itself, right? So as G said, they slowed it down, but they didn't fix the root cause of the problem. And so I'm hoping that eventually they'll go even further. It does slow the damage. It will slow the damage. If you change and you eliminate those packaged processed foods and you go to eating real food, it will slow down the damage. But it doesn't create the safety net that we really, really want, that vitality that we want, the health that we want. It doesn't create that. So if you follow the new food pyramid perfectly, you're going to slow down your decline for sure. But you're still likely to remain medication dependent. So we want to be off all of our medications over here. All right. So G, if the goal is real healing and not just less damage, what actually changes when someone shifts to fat as their primary fuel?
Yes. So once again, like I was saying, that cholesterol that they've taught people to be afraid of is actually what's healing you. And you can put that in, once you feed something into your algorithm, then other things come up in regards to it. And close to zero people are talking against cholesterol now. So now keep in mind, all of this is money based. So that you know how you come up where you guys are talking, and this is the negotiation. Look, you ain't finna cut out all my money. Now I'm willing for y'all to put this out and slow it down. Some lobbyists was going on and you slow this down, so on and so forth. But no, the statins we've made a whole bunch of money on. This we've made a whole bunch of money on. They do that because there's no healing in it. Your doctor will let you know you're going to be on this the rest of your life. And I'm here to tell you, no, you don't. You do not have to be on it. I'm telling you because I have gone through this. I'm actually peeking right now to see if I see, Robyn, where's all our illnesses, girl?
Let me see if I can
To
find it.
show the people. I know. Go ahead and see if you see that. Because between me and my husband alone, it was like 20 different medications, from high blood pressure to fibromyalgia, the spinal stenosis, Robyn's eczema that she had. Don't worry, I done called them all out now. Robyn's eczema. There you go. Robyn had a side. I had a side. I was getting UTIs every time you turn around. Restless leg, vertigo, carpal tunnel, high blood pressure, depression. For Robyn's side, she talked about anxiety. All of these different issues came from food. I say that so much, I sound like a cuckoo bird. It came from food. Why do you that's the reason why we all can have it. That's the thing we all have in common. Okay, it's the food. So now how does carnivore fit in? Because May will be 3 years. Robyn has already reached over her 1,000 days. This carnivore lifestyle is not a trend, but it is a solution to the problem. Okay, just like we talked about last week, when you burn fat for fuel, the blood sugar stabilizes. When the blood sugar stabilizes, sleep improves. When the sleep is improving, then the body can repair itself. Your body will not repair itself. You can prolong on medicine, right? You want to come off the medicine, but you can't come off until you repair. Medication is the band-aid. The way you're eating, I'm gonna say it. I like saying this, y'all. Y'all ready? Food is the foreplay for sleep. I just like saying that. Food is the foreplay for sleep. So what does that mean? So look, ladies, you want some help? If your man turned around and came in and said, "I'm gonna do the dishes, honey, I brought dinner home." That's okay. I'll give the kids a bath. Let me put them to bed. You go get yourself a bubble bath. That's what food does to you. So it is you looking at the plate, figuring out, is this going to help me sleep good tonight? That's it. Because that's what he thought about. If I turn around and give the kids a bath and take home the dinner, will I sleep good tonight? That's what that's about. So food is your foreplay. So when you burn the fat for fuel, sugar stabilizes once again. So if carbs are like the kindling of a fast flame, then the fast burnout, that's what carbs are. They gave it to you. They last about 2, 3 hours in your body. That's why around lunchtime it was designed that way. So not only do you eat breakfast, now we got you for lunch and we got you for dinner. That's like if during the show that I sat here and did this the entire time, y'all would be like, okay, why is G constantly doing that? Her arms ain't tired yet, but you do it to your mouth and stomach all the time.
Mm.
Doesn't have to be in the meal. Come on, because let me tell you something. You can turn around, sit at your desk, and, and then you reach over and get a cracker. Now your body got to process that. Here go the insulin again. Now I got to go work just for one cracker. Ooh, I ain't got no taste in my mouth. Anybody got some gum? That's like another meal because now you're sitting there chewing that just constantly with a slow drip, putting that sugar and everything that's in that gum down in your system. These are the small things. And heaven forbid you got that big gulp over there on your desk. And now you sip. Now you see what I'm saying? It had nothing to do with a whole meal. Now you got breakfast, lunch, dinner, and in between you got the candy bar you might have ate, the granola bar that's supposed to be good, that parfait or whatever that thing is called that's over there. But then by you just stopped and got you some Starbucks. Do you see how you do this all day? This is you all day in regards to your digestive system. When it's gonna rest, baby, when it's gonna rest. And then all of a sudden you lay down to go to sleep, but you're not really asleep. We talked about it last week. You're unconscious. There's no road repairs. Robert, I think about 95 all the time because, of course, coming back down here to Florida, back and forth, I'm on 95, and sometimes they'll have that road construction. So when you said that last week, it is so true. They not on 95 in 5 o'clock traffic trying to fix a road. That's not when that happens. But when everybody has rested and you're not really to be on the road, traffic is light, that's when they're out there repairing. Your body can never get to that because it's always tackling something you done put in your mouth. That sip of tea. That, you know what? I really haven't had anything. I want me a Diet Coke. It's not Diet Coke. Stop that, I say. Okay? All right. Fat is like a slow burning log, steady, dependable energy. That's what you get. So if that's how we move forward, living medication free, not by chasing less harm, but by choosing the best fuel for you. Stop picking the best worst and pick you first. So, Robyn, let's share some information with the people. What's happening? Oh, well, here, I'm sorry. You say your part.
We have a question, G. We got a question.
Okay,
All
I can
right,
come off of that part. Go
bring
ahead.
this question up. K Day 9438 says, "Hello,
Mhm.
ladies. Do you both include cheese? What do you both eat daily and your favorite meats, foods, and snacks? I'm 29 days carnivore, but the cheese is getting me, I think. Congratulations, K Day."
Ah, oh, this baby, you asked a really good question. Okay, you really, really did, because we got two different answers for you. You want to go first, Robyn?
Yes, I cannot tolerate cheese at all. When I first started my carnivore journey, so I started February 23rd, 2020, February 22nd, 2023. So my in February, I'll have my third carniversary. And I started out eating cheese almost every single day. Love cheese. So, so good. Absolutely delicious. But come to find out, I can't tolerate really very much dairy at all. The only dairy that I can kind of tolerate is butter, but I can't have too much butter. So yeah, I do not eat cheese at all. Mainly, I eat a lot of beef. Beef is my primary food, I would say. Beef and bacon are the top. Sometimes I eat eggs. I've been trying to eat almost a steak every day this month, which is been crazy, but it's been good. I've been enjoying it. I enjoy beef and pork the most, and I do eat chicken now and then, not often really anymore. But yeah, beef is my main thing. That's my main
Okay.
thing. I don't eat snacks at all. No snacks, but what I will do is I do eat pork rinds, really clean, good quality pork rinds, but I will eat them with my meal. I don't do any snacking. I eat 1 or 2 meals a day, and that's it.
Okay, so let me just say that May will be 3 years in the carnivore, doing my life this way. I did zero research. My brother shared about eating this way, and my husband couldn't walk. So that's what started us on this. So the first year, pretty much bumbling around, I knew how to eat meat. No big deal. I know how to cook. No big deal. Dairy does not bother me. If I have it multiple times, I can find myself in a weight stall or a weight gain, and I can feel inflammation, right? It's like,
Mhm.
oh, my arms feel puffy, and I know that it'll come from the cheese. So, with that being said, d- uh, people that follow the channel know that in 2025, I had committed to doing 15,000 steps a day. And I did that. I completed that. Pat myself on the back for that one because that was like doing a 10K every day, Saturday and Sunday included. Now, when I got to the end of 2025, I said, how am I going to challenge me for this next moment? And I know, like I said, I'm turning 62. So I know that my muscle mass is important. I want to be able to stand up, not holding on. I want to be able to do that until the casket. Okay.
Yes.
I want to be able to do this. And that means if I can stand up and not have to hold on, I should be able to get to the bathroom by myself and hold my dignity. I should be able to take a shower and stand up in the shower. And I should be able to go and get myself something to eat. Now, with all that being said, what I do for 2026, I challenge everything that I put into my body. I feel that if I made that commitment with myself last year, because this is strictly about me, I'm the only one that I can run. Okay. I can't tell nobody else what to do. I said I did that 10K every day, which was actually more than that because I did 15,000 steps. I did that every day. So now when I look at my plate, I say, how does this benefit me? Food is the foreplay to sleep. And so, what I discovered is that I did not do all the healing that I needed in
Mm.
2025 because I did not get restorative sleep. Most nights I was unconscious.
Yep.
Okay, there you go. And so now it's about the restorative sleep that I want to put in the right fuel, the right foreplay to have a wonderful night of rest, to get the repairs that I need inside of my body for the longevity. So I am very strict this year. I cut out, I don't know how long this is going to be, but right now I've cut out bacon and sausage. And if you all follow the channel, you know I used to eat about 25 pieces of bacon a day, 7 days a week. Yes, I did,
Mhm.
and I'm still here. Uh, and same thing with my eggs. So now what I do every morning, I don't do coffee, I do broth. And it's normally chicken broth. And they make chicken broth for me. And they bring me 4 raw egg yolks in a coffee mug. And I sit there and I take the yolks and do a little scramble in there. And I take the hot broth and pour it and scramble it. It does not cook it. It just turns into the liquid that it is. And I'll have that broth with those 4 egg yolks. along with electrolytes. Um, and some mornings, if I feel like it, I'll have two poached eggs, but I don't eat the whites of those either. And like today, I did have two pieces of bacon. I actually wanted some bacon, and I thought about it. And I know I went from 25 pieces, so two pieces and not get ready to take me out because what seems to be light but heavy nutrients. Then the next time I eat is dinner. And tonight I had a ribeye with some fat bites. I do lamb chops. I'm heavy ruminant meat uh, at this moment in my life, right? Because I'm looking at it because I want definition. Okay. I don't know about y'all, but you got my before picture somewhere. I used to be big. I wasn't small big. I was big, big. No, I'm talking about the big, big one. I don't even know if that one is in here on this side.
Let's see if I can
Oh,
find it.
yeah, there she is. Hold on. This was me vegan. There I am. See that big one over there on the left? Holding that cell phone 260 plus. Yeah, you would see that. And then that was me as a vegan because that's what I was told that was the right thing to do. But this is me over here as a carnivore. And so you can't tell me anything because I know whether you realize it or not. I'm medication free. I'm out here playing basketball with they're not calling me on the WNBA, but I'm still out there. I'm moving and I am still doing those 15,000 steps today. No, yesterday I was like at 22,000 steps for the day. So I'm always moving because I'm thinking of me and my longevity because food is the foreplay to my sleep. I get that restorative sleep. I wake up, and now guess what I want to do? I want to move, and I'm thankful that I get to move. There's a difference. I get to move. See, some people look at it like, oh, God, I still got these steps to do. No, I got some steps to do, and I get to do them because some people can't get up off the sofa, and I understand that. But I'll say again, because I just like saying it. Food is the foreplay for sleep. That restorative see, y'all gotta get it. Y'all gotta get it over into you. That restorative sleep. So the last thing that we want to share with you tonight, we got a surprise for you. Because if you didn't know, my sister girl, what?
Oh,
There
there
we
it
go.
is.
I'm like, how did that happen? We got Impact 2026, y'all. We God placed on Robyn's heart to just truly pull the community together in Kalamazoo, um, Michigan, and we showed up and showed out and had a good time. We even had an after party. We did it like an old time family reunion with line dancing and all, and some wonderful food. So we want you to save the date. It will be the holiday weekend of September 5th, 2026. Next week we should have the QR code that you can do because you can get your early bird tickets.
Yep. And
I
tickets
don't
are available. Yeah, tickets are available. You guys go to my
Yeah, so if
website.
you go ahead right now, you can get that early bird ticket. It's on sale today. But y'all see that web address going across the screen of the carnivorous grandma? You can go right there. And if you can't spell that, just put robinheron.com. It'll take you to her too. I am not kidding. I'll be messing her that carnivorous up every time. And I'm a carnivore. And I'm like, I think I messed it up. Robinheron.com. Robyn Heron. See her name? Robinheron.com. Whichever one you can. And you can actually go. And guess what? We'll be there.
Yeah.
We got special guests coming in. You'll get a chance to
Oh,
meet my husband. You'll see the one who went from a wheelchair, not wheelchair. He was damn
wow.
near, I mean, doggone near the walker, the walker to the runner. Okay. All right. Thank you guys for joining us this evening. We will see you next week. Thank you all for tuning
Bye,
in.
everybody. See you next week.